Hello, Breakthroughers. Hope you're okay. Happy Monday. The sun is still shining here in the UK, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's really, really hard to feel stress in this weather, isn't it? It is difficult because everyone's just generally happy, aren't they? With a little bit of sun. But, no doubt, I'm pretty sure there were some people last night or this morning, avoiding to press that alarm button, because at the end of the day, stress needs to be attended to, and you can't ignore stress, because if you do, that's what gets you into trouble with your physical and mental health. So sometimes you don't even know how stressed you are. You could be carrying around a lot of stress without even realizing, and that is why I'm here for you. I'm here to serve you, because I want you to avoid what happened to me. I just took on way too much. It was about 3 years ago now, and I struggled with depression, which came from business burnout. And in a nutshell, I ended up doing way too much in a short amount of time. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, these booster sessions on a Monday are all about just letting you know what you can do to avoid the stresses in your life before the stress completely consumes you and takes over. Because if stress takes over, that could then spill over into your career, so it can damage your work productivity. It can also really damage your motivation. So if you're at the moment trying to start up a new business, or if you are expanding your business that you've set up already, then again, stress can creep in at any one time. So that's what I'm here to try and get you to avoid. And also it can spill into your family life, because if you're not happy at work or within your business, you can then take it home, and that's when it spills over into family life, and you end up maybe snapping at your husband, or you're not as better sort of husband for your wife. It can also take away time away with your kids as well, because you've always got work to do at the weekends, that sort of thing. So yeah, please help me help you become an athlete in today's modern world, because we need you to be the best version of you. Why? Because you will then see better results within your business and also your career. So I'm here to get you to reignite your magic, your inner spark, your zest for life. And a lot of people feel they might have that right now. It's the height of summer, and it's great. We've had this heat wave now for over a week, I think, and it's been fantastic. And this is you in your sweet spot. And to be fair, it's a human right. We should be there all the time, living on top of our game, where everything goes right for you. And it's just a great feeling to be, isn't it? When you just feel like you're on top of the world, and you're doing what you're sort of made here on this planet to do. But sorry, my cat just come in. She always distracts me. But if you're not there, and that's absolutely fine. I remember the summers that I had depression from business burnouts. Even if the sun is shining, it can be quite a hard time of year, because you feel like everyone around you is happy, and you sort of question, well, why aren't I happy? Why do I feel like life has been sucked out of me? Why can't I just get up in the mornings and feel like how I used to feel whenever it was that you were feeling your normal self? I mean, sometimes it can just creep on you without you realizing, or it could be like a sort of gradual thing, and then before you know it, you could actually be experiencing anxiety, or the extreme for me was depression. So there is a bit of an epidemic in the UK alone. I don't know about any other countries, but it is 75 to 90% of all doctor visits are due to stress-related illnesses. So, I mean, what could be a stress-related illness? So it could be the classic migraine, or it could also be, skin conditions like asthma. Eczema, not asthma. And you could also be experiencing just mood swings. You could be quite erratic at times. That's definitely a sign of stress. You could also be experiencing very emotional, turbulent times, and you don't even know why. You could just be at a drop of a hat, cry at the smallest amount of stress. And it breaks me because, yeah, there is an epidemic, because in 2017, the number of days taken off due to stress-related illnesses was 11.7 million. And in 2017, so last year, it was it was 12.5 million. Sorry, 2016, 2017. So obviously the number is going to increase. It's going to be more than 12.5 million for 2018, which, you know, it is just crazy, isn't it? It really does show that a lot of people out there are struggling with stress, but you don't even know if you are or not. When we are stressed, it's the amygdala that kicks in, and it sends chemical and electrical signals to the motor cortex, which is our ability to take action. So either freeze, fight, or run away. And a lot of people might find themselves arguing at the, you know, height of stress, and that's them fighting, you know, the stress chemicals that's released in the body. Or some people might just keep putting things off. You know what, I'll deal with it later, I'll deal with it next week, you know, and that's them running away from stress. But the key thing is here is that you don't realise that you can actually become addicted to those chemicals that are released in the brain. And you are sometimes just in a pattern of finding the buzz of stress, which sounds quite crazy really, but it's true, because you're just looking for that addiction of the chemicals released. So if you find that you're just in a bit of a spiral, in a bit of a pattern, and you're always narky, or you're always emotional at things now, or if you're just really up and down with your moods, then that is a sure sign that, you know, stress could be now slowly interfering in your life. And that's when you need to start implementing tools, techniques, resources before your stress gets out of control, and then before it spills over into your family life, your financials, and, you know, your motivation for your career and your business. So, and that's what I'm here to do. Some of you know me already. For those of you who don't, so I'm Jen Edwards Robinson, and I've been running businesses now for 6 years, both in Shanghai, China, and also Leeds in the UK. And I've decided to put my services online in recent months because I just want to help people. I want to help people combat the stresses, you know, in their lives, to avoid going down to the depths of no return. So yeah, it hasn't been easy running businesses, but I've also experienced the highs of business as well. So it is a journey, isn't it? You know, if you're an entrepreneur, it's never just like up like that. It's always up and down, up and down, up and down. And, you know, when I experienced the downs of my business, that's when my health obviously deteriorated as well. Yeah, and it's not nice, it's not easy to get out of that hole that you feel like you're in, that rut. But, you know, it's manageable, because now I've become, I'm now back in my optimum health. So the situation for me, the story was that I went to the doctors in Shanghai, China, and they couldn't find out what was wrong with me. And I was told I had MS, and I was also told I had labyrinthitis, because I just had this continuous dizziness, this condition. It was absolutely crazy. It lasted for 9 weeks, my first bout, and it was absolutely terrible. And I wasn't basically getting the right diagnosis out in Shanghai. So I came back to England on a trip, and to cut a long story short, I was told by the doctors here that actually I was struggling with depression, because what was actually going and happening was I had so much going on in my life at the time. I was expanded from like England to, from China to England. I also had a baby in that time, and, you know, the finances were all over the shop, and we were investing in here and trying to set up a family life here and there, and it just got way too much, and I just wasn't looking after myself. Even though I've always had a business within the health and fitness industry, I just was not looking out for myself. So what my body was doing was just shutting me down. It was just giving me bouts of depression. Okay, Jen, you're not listening. Okay, you're taking away too much. You're getting too stressed out. We're going to give you depression again. And it was that cycle for about 3 years, on and off. It was exhausting, and you can imagine, had an impact on me as a person, had an impact on my relationship at home, it had an impact on my family around me, because no one really knew what was going on. It didn't help because I wasn't getting the right diagnosis and treatment, but I did go to the doctors here, and the traditional offering is usually antidepressants. Now, I'm not against taking them, and if you are taking them at the moment, that's absolutely fine. However, I just knew rooted deep down within that wasn't the right path for me. So I chose not to take antidepressants because I just thought, my life isn't going to be calming down anytime soon. So therefore, I need to not rely on the idea of taking tablets. So I then investigated and explored other avenues, and that's why I'm a big believer in natural resources only. So I've got myself back into optimum health from the depths of severe depression through 4 natural resources. That's the cardio, strength, balance, and good nutrition. That I'll touch up on that later. So that's a little bit about me, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping other people, because stress is easy to fall into. However, it's not easy. It's a simple concept in order for you to live at your optimal health. However, it just depends where you are on the stress scale. So I've come up from my own experiences a 4-step plan, and I just launched yesterday on the 1st of July my From Burnout to Breakthrough 4-week challenge, and it's all the tools, all the techniques that have helped me over the years to get myself to my optimum health. And I just feel now very confident that whatever life will throw at me in the future, that I'm actually going to be all right. I will never go back down to where I was before. And that is just such a comforting thing. And these 4 natural resources are readily available to anyone, and they could be used for free as well. But when you're really consumed with stress and you feel there's no way out, and boy, I've been there, you feel like you've got no help, but you have. You've definitely got help. You've got me. You've got the program that I offer, and that could be seen as a supplement to your already existing, medication if you're taking medication for stress. Or if you feel you haven't got a lot of family around you, or you feel that they don't quite understand what you're experiencing because you don't even know what's going on really, then I'm here as well, because I've completely been there, seen it, done it, and experienced it all before. So yeah, the 4-week program is complimentary, by the way. You actually get a downloadable booklet. So I've printed this off to show you guys, and it just basically goes through all the 4 weeks that I coach you through to reach your optimum health. So yesterday was week 1, and it's step 1 out of 4, which is Reboot. And we go through the Are You Stressed assessment, and it's 25 questions, and we go through together the 25 questions. And if you were to score 14 points or more, that's when you know for sure that you need to take action. You need to really implement these 4 resources into your life, because if you just leave stress unchecked and continue to not do anything about it, that's when your life can just completely take a turn for the worse, and you could be experiencing the anxiety, the depression, and it takes a lot longer for you to get yourself out of that pattern, out of that cycle, and back into your optimum health, back into your magic, your inner spark. So yeah, that's what we went through yesterday. There's actually a link attached to this video for you to join the group if you wanted to. You can join at any time in the month. You don't have to join on the 1st. And I'm going to launch, it was launched this month, but I'm going to continue doing it every single month, because actually, once you get this booklet, you can actually see your health improve and progress as the months go on. It's physical and mental fitness that I concentrate on. So, mind fitness and physical fitness, because when you feel good from within and you've got a strong, capable body to do what you need to do in your life, i.e. run the business, take on all the career challenges, all the traveling, all the family commitments, it just makes life a hell of a lot easier if you're looking after yourself, as well as managing all the balls that you've got juggling at any one time in the air. So yeah, check out the link and then you can see this booklet. So yeah, so step 1 is Reboot. As mentioned, we go through the Are You Stressed assessment, and we also look into your stress triggers. Now, I think it's very, very good to realise what your stress triggers are in your life, and it could be anything. It could be anything big or small. So what could be a stress trigger? It could be a problem with a colleague at work that gets you down. It could be a problem with a pet, not that Hannah is, but yeah, it could be continuous barking from a dog next door. It could be a sudden family illness. I mean, it's good to identify your 3 main stress triggers, because then you know exactly what you're dealing with. You might have more than 3. A lot of people do, actually, but you need to approach them head on, and basically it's just process of elimination and see what you can do around that. And also in step 1 of week 1, which is reboot, we also go through what you want in life, because it's good to have a direction. Because if you're in a rut and you're stressed and you have no way out, and you've got like tunnel vision and you just can't see anything else apart from, oh, how bad you feel, how down you might feel on a Monday morning getting to work, it's good just to have that focus to get out of the rut. So yeah, the 3 I wants, but sometimes people do not know what they want, and it's quite a hard question to ask someone. I mean, usually around about school time, we are asked, what is it that you want to do in your life? Well, I don't really know. And then you fall into uni, and you may not be too keen on the course that you've taken up, and then you fall into a graduate job after that. And, you know, even in your 20s, 30s, going up to your 60s, 70s, sometimes people just don't know what they want for the whole of their life. But there is a way of understanding what you do want in your life, and that's in that booklet as well. And you just basically you work out what you don't want in your life, because everyone knows exactly what they don't want, because we like to have a little bit of a moan, of a whinge of what you don't want. So if you have like the I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, well, really what you do want is you want to be out of that relationship, or you want to be in a different relationship. And if another, I don't want to be living in this area because I don't like the neighbours. So really what you need to think about is, well, you might have to move, possibly, if you're really that unhappy. You've got to really see where your stress levels are. And again, the booklet helps you identify where you are with your stress levels. Because if you keep being brought down by your stress triggers, it's going to just ultimately damage your health. So step 2 of the 4 steps from Burnout to Breakthrough program, week number 2, is all about boost. And I'll go to the page here. We basically work out whether you are experiencing fear, overwhelm, or both. Now, fear and overwhelm actually manifests differently into your life. So fear, for example, can manifest itself with you feeling you are always in outright panic about things. If you're just always, the anxiety basically is kicking in on a daily basis, and you just feel quite edgy, you know, you feel you just can't function too well. Outright panic, that's you living in fear. Another example, I mean, there's more listed in the booklet here, could be you're worrying. You worry all the time, and you never used to be a worrier. So if you feel you've got a distinctive before and after of where you are in your personality, if you never used to be a worrier and now you are, you're stressed, okay? And it needs to be addressed. Another way fear can manifest is you just can't think straight. You know, you're running around like a headless chicken, and you just constantly, you know, just your mind's frazzled. That's actually a Ruby Wax phrase. I love it though. Yeah, you just got fog brain. You know, you just cannot see the wood through the trees. That is you, again, living in fear. There are more examples in the booklet, but I've just picked 3 out. And overwhelm, how does that manifest? Are you a procrastinator? That is definitely a sign that you are experiencing overwhelm in your life. So if you've got so much to do and you know you need to do it, however, you just cannot bring yourself to do any of it, you're procrastinating, that's you feeling overwhelmed, you just don't know where to start. Well, that's what we identify for you. And another one, which is quite a classic, which we don't really realise, is we're living within these shoulds of our life. I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I mean, for example, I should be hitting that target. And then if you don't hit a particular target, whether it's at work or your business, then you end up being quite negative back on yourself. and then you start really analysing everything to the bone, where you know, you've got no mental energy or capacity left in your brain to do anything else. So, you know, be aware of your shoulds, and really it's all about just becoming mindful of whether you are in fear, overwhelm, or actually more likely, most of my clients are anyway at the beginning, they're most likely living in both fear and overwhelm. So that's what we help you to identify in week 2 for Boost. And yeah, this is quite a big week 2, because we actually work out your limiting beliefs and what is essentially blocking you. Now, I have a list in the booklet, again, in the 4-week complimentary program, for the busy entrepreneur and also the hard-working professional. So, I mean, it's extensive. For entrepreneurs alone, I've identified, through the help of my mentor, because she's helped me look at my blocks as an entrepreneur, there's actually 80 blocks. And what we do, we go through each one of them. I mean, there's a lot to work through if you want to try and do it in a month, but you know, could be possible. I haven't seen anyone do that yet, but it just depends where you are on your journey, guys, because the list actually for limiting beliefs when you're an entrepreneur is just a little bit longer than a hard-working professional, because there just seems to be a bit more to do, a bit more to stress and worry about when you're setting up your own business. Because if you're using family finances, you've got more skin in the game, as my mentor likes to put the phrase to a lot of things. And it's true, because if your business is going fantastic, your family's happy, but if your business isn't going too well and you've heavily financed your business through family loans, for example, then, you know, obviously that's going to have a massive effect on your health and well-being. And that's why there are quite a few more limiting beliefs or blocks for us entrepreneurs. But if I go back to the hard-working professional blocks, I've actually got 46 here in this booklet. So that's what we do in week 2 of the complimentary challenge, is we go through your blocks. And what we need to do, once you've identified your block, we then need to work on that to help you move forward out of your rut, you know. But you don't even realise what is blocking you. This is all rooted deep within your subconscious mind. It could be something you've taken on growing up. It could be that, you know, you've got your mum's voice in your head about something. Maybe she was telling you something that you've just, you know, taken on into your adulthood and you don't even realise. It could be affecting your practices and your business. It could be such innocent stuff, but you need to identify what they are first. And again, as mentioned, you don't even realise what you've got in your head until you actually mindfully work them out. So that's week number 2. Week number 3 is seen as breakthrough. Now, this is a good coaching tool that most of us do use in the coaching world. It's the Wheel of Life. And I've added an extra 4 categories onto the Wheel of Life. But the categories can be that your money, health, family and friends, romance. And basically what we do in week 3 in breakthrough is we identify, or you identify, where you feel you sit in these areas of your life, and you basically rate them out of 10. And I've added 4 extra ones. These are the 4 resources: cardio, strength, balance, good nutrition. And I get you to rate your areas out of 10, and your least scoring areas, this is where we work on first. But also, this is where you have a breakthrough. If you're really stressed and you can't simply see the wood through the trees, which is very, very common if your head is just completely fried and frazzled with everything that you've got going on, it's actually nice to feel you've got something to be grateful for. So you might actually not realise that you might have quite a few areas in your life that you can actually be quite happy about. And that's nice to focus on. It's not always doom and gloom when you're stressed. But again, when stress takes over, you can't quite see or think straight. So that's always a good thing. And a lot of my clients start to have breakthroughs in week 3. That's why I call it step 3 as breakthrough. And step 4, which is the 4th week, final week, it's called boom. Now, by this point, you would have identified your stress levels, identified your stress triggers. You would have also worked out what you do want in your life. You would also you would have worked out where you are with your blocks, your limiting beliefs, and you then can confidently know how to get out of your rut, your stress rut, because in week 4 you know exactly where you are, you know what you're dealing with in your life, and then you can just push forward using the 4 resources. So again, it's cardio, strength, balance, and good nutrition. These resources can all be used for free, remember, and you can also enhance them. So obviously the cardio, you can go to the gym. I love my spinning, for those who know me. The strength side, remember, busy entrepreneurs, hardworking professionals. We are working forever at a desktop. You know, me right now, I'm talking to you on my Mac. I'm always on my Mac. So that's where the stress sort of comes in, because you need to be in a physical fit body, because you know it's hard work sometimes being an entrepreneur and a you know highly functional career focused business person, because you know your lifestyle's sort of out of the window sometimes, all those networking events and you know flying business trips that you might have. So you have to be in a strong body. You've got to be able to have a body that matches your intense lifestyle. On the balance, I absolutely love this. This is my favorite. I actually really get you to concentrate on your you time. And it seems crazy, but at the end of the day, we need to be making sure that you are concentrating on you. So you need to make sure that you are having you time every day. So I have an hour every day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. And it's up to you what you want to do in that time. But I'm a very big fan of meditation, and if you've never tried it, we can try that together. I can help you really get your focus back and concentration levels up again. Through meditation, that really works well. And good nutrition, we all know the reasons why we need to eat healthily, but are you actually eating healthy? Are you eating your brain food? Are you eating the brightly coloured rainbow food? Because you feed off the energy from the right foods. If you're eating pizza all the time and crisps and you wonder why you've got no energy for your business or your career, then that's what we look at. It's all basic stuff really, but you just need a helping hand sometimes, because life again takes over. You can't, you might know this like I've done in the past. I've known what to do, but I fell into stress like anyone can. So it's good. It's good once you know what to do and what steps to do it in order to improve your life. And when you feel on top of your game, everything else is just easier. You know, you don't have to find motivation for work anymore, because you've got the motivation naturally. You don't have to find the energy to do a whole weekend of work, because you're just motivated and you've got the energy to do what you need to do at hand. So it's great. It is just amazing when you are in a rut and you get yourself out of it, and then you're back into your optimal health, your natural state. And yeah, everything's just great then. It's you back into your sweet spot. And that's what I'm here for me to help you with. It's from you, from wherever you are right now with your stress levels, getting you to where you want to be. And that is a successful career, successful business with a great family, good connections and relationships. And you just feel great as well because you're at your optimum health. So at the back of the booklet, you've actually got a link to my one-to-ones. It's a complimentary 30-minute one-to-one session that we can have at any time. There's quite a few times throughout the day that I can offer, but obviously book as soon as you can, because I only have up to 10 a month. So we're just now back into the new month. We just turned into July. So yeah, obviously first come, first serve. There's only so many hours I can squeeze in because I'm a full-time mummy as well as a full-time business owner as well. But just if you've got any questions about what I'm trying to say to you in this 30-minute booster session right now, or if you're just not feeling 100% and you don't know why, or if you know you're stressed because you've just recently been to the doctors and they're handing you over tablets and you're not really sure if you want to take them, or you want like another avenue to explore as a supplement to take a medication because you are signed off for stress, then yeah, just please give me a shout. You can contact me via Facebook on the Messenger. I'm on 07872 940 500. If you want to contact me on the phone, I'm free anytime in the UK, in Leeds. If you want to find me on any social media and just follow all the tips, tricks and the videos that I release, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just find me via From Burnout To Breakthrough as a tag. And yeah, I just want to help you, please. It could be the summer and everyone you feel is happy, but we've all got stuff going on behind the scenes. And if you leave stress unchecked, this is when you can lead into problems with your health, your mental and physical health. And I don't want you to go there, because I've been there, remember, and it's not nice. And it takes a long time to get back into your optimal health, but it's possible. You know, I'm not writing off at all. It just depends how quick you want to change your life around, if you want to improve your relationships and your work productivity and that sort of thing. So again, if you want to join me on the complimentary From Burnout to Breakthrough monthly challenge, I left the link tagged onto this live video. You can see then the downloadable link. I mean, I've printed it out, so then it looks and feels like a booklet. So you can either refer to it as a downloadable or print it out. And then you can see your progression, because from this 4-week challenge, you will then find out your stress levels, your blocks that are getting you in your way that you don't even know about, what you want in your life, and it will just give you a clear path out of your rut back into the path that you actually really want to be on. So all right, guys, so enjoy the rest of the weather. It's beautiful again, and yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. Cheers for watching. I know a few people have, which is fantastic, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Bye bye.